Okay, here we go with the build. And Breydon, who is 8 years old, by the way, is going to build his first RC car.
We're going to need 2 bearings.
What's it say there? Yeah, you need 2 of them. Wait a minute, and then down here you need 2 more. So we're doing everything on this page, so you're going to need 4 of those all together. Keep all your parts right here, because you're going to build on top of this.
Or no, let's put slide on top of it.
Yep, that looks like they match. That one's getting ready to roll away on you. And you're going to need 2 bevel gears. That's these here. Okay. And then GB3, which is this part right here. I've already cut it off the sprue. Okay. And you're going to need, where is it? That pin.
That pin, right.
And that's right there. We're going to leave it right there for now so it doesn't roll away. And we're also using, instead of the stock equipment, we're going to be using a 64 tooth spur gear, and this is from the high-speed gear set. We have a 27 tooth pinion that we will be installing. This all goes part of that. I'm not sure where this piece goes. That must go on.
Here.
I think it's a spacer. It must be a spacer when we get this all put together.
Here.
Okay, and this, so we have to build the spur gear first. So,
yeah.
And that's the way that goes in there, like so.
So is the screws already? You need to put the stuff on.
No, it's already on there. We won't put any more Loctite on. I've already put Loctite on here. So, there you go. You see your 4 holes there?
Yeah.
That one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, and that's where these screws go. So remember, put them in one at a time, but don't tighten them all the way up. So there's our spur gear built. Now we can go on with the kit, but I still need to figure out what this piece is because I didn't get any instructions with these parts. This was all secondhand. And we've already put the O-ring in the front shaft here. There's an O-ring that keeps this from rattling around. It kind of tightens it up on the drive shaft. All right, so this is the rear one.
Yep.
And this is where your ring gear goes. So now the first thing that goes on there is here. And it says to grease them, but we're not putting grease on these because these are ball bearings instead of the bushings. There you go.
It
Shove it all the way down.
Sound like a little peel.
And this piece goes on. You tell which way it goes. Perfect. Now, you see those 2 tabs on there? They have to line up with that hole.
Oh. There we go. Wait.
Okay, and then this piece goes in there. And it's really hard to get that in there, so I might have to help you with this.
No,
just don't drop it.
I have tiny hands. Oh.
All right. Now, we can take it.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it's exactly how it goes, but we got to push it the rest of the way through. So we'll get, you want it to be halfway. Like so. And then you see this notch in the gear?
Yeah.
That's this notch here, so that lines up with that pin.
Oh, like that?
Exactly. And then what goes after that? Stand it back up the other way.
This?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now you get a bearing. Yep. And then what? Look at your instructions there. Good job.
Thicker.
There you go. Now, just to make sure, and we've got the hard chassis here. So just to make sure we get everything in place where it's supposed to be, let's say this lock on there. There we go. And then
Wait, C4.
there we go, look at that.
C4. Get it?
Like the bomb?
Yeah.
So, and then we're going to do the second one. So,
do we put a bearing?
Yeah, it gets actually 2 bearings.
Oh, 2 bearings. Oh. Okay, oh.
And then the bevel gear, yep. And we kind of skipped down to this step for putting it in here, but just wanted to make sure we get that fitting in there right.
Is this locked?
Yeah, that's good. It'll stay. It'll be locked in by this when you put your other gear on. There's nothing to hold it in place. So you see, you got to spread your bearings out. You see how one's towards the front and one towards the back.
Yeah.
So slide one of those bearings up.
And
we're going to put the, basically what you're supposed to do is this goes in here, like so. There you go, it's on there, it's right, it's good.
That hold it sideways so it doesn't.
And then this goes on here like so.
There you go.
Just like that. Okay, and then the whole assembly drops down. See this bearing?
Yeah.
It goes in this groove. And that bearing goes in this groove. This one goes in this groove, and that one goes in this groove.
I could do that.
Okay. Just hold both ends.
Oh, yeah.
Hold this end together and hold that end together. And try to drop it down in here.
Shit.
Nope, down this way. The gear goes right here.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's correct, right? Right here?
No, this bearing goes back there.
Oh.
That bearing goes in that slot there. It's a pain in the butt. Lift it up. Lift this up and slide that back. Oops.
There we go.
There's that.
I think this is correct.
There you go.
There we go.
You see here. It's a snug fit. Oops, so we pop this one back out.
And I think we're done. Or we just gotta do that now.
Zoom, zoom.
When I was putting like one of the bearings on it, it made like a little.
Okay. Now, this has to go somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Right here?
No, that's this piece.
Oh.
I'm wondering if it doesn't go on here somewhere. I'd hate to get this put together and find out we got to take it all back apart just to put this in.
What does that do?
I don't know. Let's pause the video and go find out.
Alright.
Okay, after finding the instructions for this high-speed gear set,
Yeah, the high-speed gear set.
I found that this blue bushing that we couldn't find actually replaced this plastic bushing that comes in the factory kit. So we've got that in there, and we need to put, for step 5, we need to put these 2 pieces in underneath the front shaft here. Okay, so you ready to put those in?
Yep.
So we gotta take this out here. We'll just set it to side here.
So I'm gonna do this.
This one goes on the bottom, see, right here.
Yeah.
This one goes down underneath in this slot right here. So we'll put that one in.
I'll put this one in.
This one in first.
Alright.
In here.
Like that?
Over that way. Right here in this hole.
No, right here.
There you go.
There you go.
And then this can sit back in its place. There you go. And then that one goes on top here.
Like that?
The other way.
That way?
The other way.
Oh, it's the other way.
There you go.
Dropped out of my hands.
Okay. And that sits right down on top there.
All
right. And then we're going to put 2. And you can check on your drawing here, or your print instructions, if you take the screws and you hold them up, they're actually actual size on the drawing here, so you can actually put your screws there to make sure you're putting the right screw in. See that?
Which one? Yeah. Which one?
We're going to use the bigger screwdriver. Okay, those are a little hard to put in for Breydon, so I put them in for him. Okay, so that's all done. And that completes everything on the first page. Make sure we didn't forget anything. Again. Now it does say to grease these gears, and once we get the differentials installed, we'll put some grease on everything. Okay, so now we're going to build the differentials, and I've already got one completed here, and this is the oil-filled differential. It's an upgrade part by Tamiya. It's actually part number 54875, and this is very hard to build, but I'm going to let Breydon try to build one just to see how much fun he has. But this will sit
right there,
just like that. See, that drives your front wheels.
Oh, I see. It probably goes like that.
And there's one here that goes this one, and it'll drive the back wheels. So we'll get started on this. This little pin right here.
Right there.
This goes up through there, and then you have to reach down inside that cup and slide that pin into that little hole.
Like it was in like one of these things, right here.
It's in this.
Right where that is.
Kind of.
Oh, where we had to put the pin in. Guys probably didn't see that because it was so small. Oh, nice.
Oh, and we had put these. We'd put the wrong gears on here. We actually put the bevel gears that go inside the stock differential on these shafts. They actually fit on there, but it's the wrong gear. I realized that when I started putting this differential together. This one here.
Now I see how it moves, because this is like the gears on it, like inside of the clocks.
Mm-hmm.
And like it just like moves that.
Yeah, these teeth, grab a hold of those teeth and they mesh together.
Yeah.
This is called a pinion.
Not like in the movies.
This is it's a bevel gear, but it's kind of like a pinion gear. A pinion gear is mounted on a shaft, and a ring gear is what rides on the pinion gear. So it's like a ring and pinion. Okay, so now we've got to open this. Where's that? Like that. Now we don't need this bottle of oil because we've already got one opened over here. So we use this bottle. And this will just be a spare.
I bet when the first RC car was created, everybody was going like, how is it moving?
So the very first thing we do, look at your instructions here. Move this out of the way. I'll let you try this. You got this shaft.
Yep.
And it gets... It looks like that bearing goes on the shaft, but it actually goes on here.
So if this part is very long for me,
we'll get started.
There would be... Wait, what?
No, the bearing goes on first. The bearing goes on here.
So this part is very long for me, like there.
We'll do a time lapse.
Or just skip to like a part. We'll put the message on the screen of what time you have to skip, or what you want to skip. Here you go. Got that done.
Okay, so these are all the little parts.
Oh wait, we could have just put this bearing right on here. Are we using the wrong bearings?
We'll take these out here because we're not using these. These are spares.
Oh no.
Except for that. We will be using this. We need one of those. So put that back down on there.
Hold on.
Now flip it over.
No, flip it over.
Okay, so it looks like the picture. All right, you see the O-ring?
Yeah.
The O-ring goes down over that shaft. There it goes.
There we go.
All right, that nightmare is over. We're on to the next nightmare. Now, I tried.
We could have done that.
I tried these tweezers to get a hold of this, but as you can see,
it's just nope. It was stuck to your skin or something.
Okay, luckily, we've got plenty of extras of those laying around from different kits. But so these tweezers don't work. So what I figured out, first of all, we're going to pull this back out just so I can see where the hole is. So the hole's straight up and down. It's even with these slots. Okay, that makes it easy. So we know the hole is facing that way. So it should be right in line there. So I figured out, take these are the side cutters that we used to do the sprues, and just kind of get a hold of it. And then there it goes. So it starts to go through. So now you take these.
You just put them. Here, I can do it.
You think you can do that? It's got to be pushed in the rest of the way. It's really hard. Went too far.
Went too far.
It's got to be halfway. There we go. Okay, so there it's in there. I don't know if the camera got that, but it's very hard.
At least it's shiny to where you can see it.
Okay, and then the next thing, we've got that done. So the next thing that goes in is this gear.
Oh, what is that?
That's in this bag.
Which gear is that? Oh wait, we could just measure.
No, not on that sheet. It's these right here with the slot. See where the pin goes?
Yeah.
So the pin has to rest in that. So you drop that in there.
Oh, hold on.
And then spin it. You don't have to dump it. Just spin it until it falls in place. There it goes. You're on there. See that shaft is flush with the top?
Yeah. Just push it in.
It's good. You've got it. Okay. Now the next thing, we take this shaft here, and it gets the two gears on it. That gear and that gear.
Let's see. So, closest part. Alright. Like that?
Yep. And the other one goes the opposite way. You just got to hold it on there while you put the other gear on.
Alright.
I put the other gear on, and all you're going to do is drop it in here, and it'll just fall right in.
Like that?
Nope, the other way.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
You're off camera.
I know. There we go.
All right. Now just see these notches here?
Yeah.
This notch and that notch?
Yeah.
That pin sits in these notches, so just drop it in there.
Alright, hold on. I need it. Does it need to be
No,
in place
watch.
now?
You can go like this. And it just falls in place.
Oh,
then just scoot that one over.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
Now look. Watch what happens.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a differential gear. So when you spin that,
it moves.
Yeah. And so
you spin this right here if you didn't get.
And this is our ring gear. This will mount on top of here. So we've got to do
a screw.
Where we at with this?
We were right here.
There we go. There's the rest of the instructions. Okay. So now we've got the shaft. It goes like this. See, that matches that.
Yeah.
We've got the shaft. We've got another bearing. We've got the gasket. This is a gasket. It seals everything up because this is oil filled.
Like that? Or?
No. It goes on here. Yeah, it's kind of like that, yes. Okay, now that goes through there.
Alright,
flip the whole thing over so you can get to the top. And now we've got to fight and put another
pin in.
I'm going to let you put the O-ring on.
Alright. Oops.
Because that's the easier one now. Just make sure it goes all the way down to that groove.
That was easy.
Down inside that groove.
Right. And then get a pin.
Yep. And then the metal pin. And you see the little hole in that shaft?
Yeah, I see it. I could probably get it in there, but...
Don't drop it on the floor, whatever you do. Usually I put a towel up here on the workbench.
That was easy. Oh.
All right. Yeah, that was easy. Now what goes on next? Okay, then the gear. Oops.
There we go. I just had to get it in the halfway point.
Okay. Now it says the gear goes in on top of this, the other gear, and see which way the notch is?
Yeah.
The notch faces up, so drop that in there.
Like that?
Yeah. What I would actually do is put it on there.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what I thought about.
Now, that's all got to go in here. This has to go together, and if you flip this over, that'll fall off, and if you flip this over, those will fall out. So you take them both together. You see those square blocks?
Yeah.
They have to line up with these notches.
I could do that.
Okay, so you just got to put them together like that.
All right.
Now make sure you line up those notches. There you go.
First try.
All right. And now, if I hold this and spin it, you can see those things won't turn. They'll cut into your fingers. But, say you got a tire that's stuck in the mud, your wheels come off here, the axles come out.
Yeah.
So you got a tire that's caught on a rock, and the other one's up here. One of them will spin, but the other one won't. See, I can spin one of them, and this will just slip, but this one won't. It'll get traction. So one tire will always be spinning. And that helps when you're going around a corner, too, because what happens is your inside
when you're
tire...
turning, it's like one of the tires are in the inside there. Stop spinning because all the other tires are going.
Because the outside tire has to go around a bigger circle than the inside tire.
Yeah.
So if this was a solid axle, it would cause the inside tire to spin because it's trying to travel the same distance the outside circle. So this lets one tire slip a little bit.
So if you were trying to do a donut.
Yes.
That would happen. And it's going to be ready.
We forgot something.
What? Oh. Going to have to take that off.
Good thing we didn't put the screws in yet. Okay, that just lays down. You see the square notches cut in that?
Yeah.
On the inside, there's square notches. Hold up to the light. See that square notch?
Yeah.
And that square notch? Those go on those blocks. So, and what we do... Give me a paper towel. What I do on these gaskets, just to make sure they get a better seal, is I'll put a little of this silicone oil on there. And it helps them seal up real good. Okay, after a brief little pause, it's time to put some oil in this. And basically you got to fill it up. You see where I'm filling it to? You see that flat spot on the axle or the shaft there?
Yeah.
You fill it up till it's just over top of that. It shows you on the instructions for the differential here. See that? See the flat?
Yeah.
And then it shows the oil level just above that flat.
Yeah.
So now, put this together. Now, all these teeny tiny screws back in there. Okay. Then this drops in.
Oh,
opposite of that one. Drops in.
Oh,
it just drops in. Okay. Let me get this. There we go.
And it's not so hard.
Make sure they're both spinning the same way. Both going forward. Okay.
Put these in.
Now, before we put those on, we've got to apply some grease.
Oh, apply some grease.
He's got a better point. Oh, I've already opened this up. Okay. And what we do.
Oh, you put grease on there. Oh, it's so the same thing like this?
Yeah, but this is just grease for the
extra get over here and there.
Plastic gears.
Yeah.
See?
Yep. And put it on the gear.
It'll eventually work its way all around there real good. That looks pretty good there.
It's pretty satisfying when you see like the chunk right here, or right here, like going down and it just disintegrates. Here, girl. And you get it on the gear. Or, they're both 2 gears, but...
A little more. No, it's good. A little more on this one. It'll work its way in there. And then, for these covers, if you put a little bit, it actually says on the instructions, I believe, when you're putting these covers on. No?
We're probably going to run out of oil fast.
It doesn't. But if you put a little grease around here, it'll help seal that up so the dust doesn't get in there.
Yeah.
So we just put a little grease around these surfaces.
There's like a little type of grease right there.
Maybe alright.
Oh, you got, oh, I thought you got it on me. I would have just did it myself with my finger.
So there. You got a little layer of grease everywhere.
And I can do mine.
Okay.
So you see the chunks of grease on it.
Just make sure all the way around that surface, down inside the grooves and everything, it's got a little smear of grease in it.
Oh.
Actually, you want to use this?
Oh, thank you. I really needed that.
Here, we can do this because we're going to be using this grease some more. And this is my, I use this cup up here for all the stuff I don't want.
We should have put this in water first.
No, grease and water don't mix. Here you go, here's some more grease.
You even get it. I'll get the groove in a minute. Get it around there so the screws could go in easily. I have to do a time lapse of this.
Okay. That looks good.
There.
Yeah, you get everywhere good. Okay. Now, this covers up your bearing. See your bearing right there?
Yeah.
So put that on there so that covers up the bearing. Got it?
I just wanted it on there, okay?
Okay. Now you gotta put a screw in each hole.
What about these? Oh, probably not.
That's for later.
You could use the big screw, I could use the tiny screw. Oh, get it? Because you're big, I'm little. Oh. I need... Oh.
This all takes the bigger screwdriver. Okay, so that's all done. And next we're going to be doing
is the
wishbones. This here is the attaching the front upper arm. And this is what holds the arm down and I think attaches the shocks. Yeah, it's a shock mount, lower shock mount. No, that's the upper. Yeah, the upper shock mount. And we got carbon fiber ones for this. But then we get to the motor, and when we get to that, we'll be putting that in.
Here, let's open it. Like a glimpse look of it.
This is
more heavier motor and
it's a faster motor.
Faster motor.
We don't need to open it up. We'll just show them. We're just giving them a glimpse of what's coming.
So this is the ESC, obviously, to the RC people that watch these videos, and the motor. So yeah. This motor is way heavier.
It's a 13.5T brushless motor.
Yeah.
And a 60 amp ESC.
And I think this ESC is more heavier than the other ESC. So
no, it's lighter.
Lighter?
But it's more powerful.
More powerful.
I think. I'm not even sure what the stock ESC is, but this ESC goes with this motor, so we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
When we return, we'll get busy with the rest of the build.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And subscribe and
the bell.
He hit my head so I could smash the bell.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.